Hey there, and welcome to Yes, a Stripper podcast. On this podcast, we'll discuss how classifying each other as people and workers is dangerous to society and marginalized groups of people. We'll also talk about the climate in and outside of the strip clubs and all of the amazing things that strippers do. And of course, we'll talk about all of the things in between. I'm your queen, A.M. Davies, and this is Yes, a Stripper podcast. Hello, welcome to Yes, a Stripper podcast. Today's guest with me is a repeat guest, and her name is Nova Caine, and you may know her on Instagram as Nova Caine Dances. And Nova and I have been long distance friends since the summer of 2019. And she has been a guest on the show before, but it's been so long that I wanted to bring her back because so much has changed. And through all of these transitions with COVID and clubs shutting down and a lot of racism stuff coming to the surface and a lot of just things happening in the community, we have been having conversations with each other quite regularly, and we have both grown together and learned a lot from each other and from other areas. And I just enjoy her perspective so much. We're very different people. We come from very different backgrounds, and I embrace that and enjoy that the most about her. I don't want to be only friends with people who are just like me. That would blow. How would I ever learn or grow? And so she's just such a dear friend and such a beautiful person. And I really enjoy being with her and talking with her. And I wanted to have another conversation with her on this podcast so that people could understand more of the scope of things and like what has been going on for her and for us and for the community. And a lot of these things have unfolded before your very eyes on social media. And so we just wanted to have some conversations around it. And so that's what this episode is all about. So I hope that you enjoy listening to two friends talking about the current climate, and hope you enjoyed your holidays as well. But we're back. So open your earballs, everyone. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Yes, a Stripper podcast. We have a repeat guest with us today, but I'm like, couldn't be more stoked. I'm talking with Nova Caine again. Hey, babe.
Hey.
Hi. So we all just got done with like our Christmas break or like our holiday break. I personally don't celebrate Christmas. Do you celebrate Christmas?
I celebrated the Puerto Rican way, which is
Okay.
way better.
No, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I'm interested
It-
in knowing more what the Puerto Rican way is. What's
a
that
lot of
like?
food. That's badass. Coquito, a lot of plena, a lot of bomba. We do like parades. We go to people's houses. I mean, not 2020,
Right.
but we do barandas. So before we would go to people's houses in the middle of the night with like music and sing and drum in front of their door and be like, "Let us in," and we won't stop singing until you let us in. And then
Yeah.
they host us, and then we go to another party, and then we go to another party, and it's like expected.
Yeah, I actually read about this that that was the original way Christmas was celebrated back in the day.
Yeah,
Is that you were like, let us in or we'll fuck your shit up, basically.
we won't let you sleep. La paranda.
That's
Like
amazing. But I think in the back in the day they would go to like rich people's houses and do that though. Is it just now you just go to like anyone's house or like friends' houses?
everyone's,
Everyone's.
yeah, it's your friends. Like you, we really believe in family as a village. Like the
Right.
neighbors know each other. We exchange um culantro or vianda or mangoes or at 5 o'clock all the old ladies come in the front and they sip their black coffee and they watch everybody come home and talk, and Like
I
we
love
are
that.
really are a family. Yeah.
Yeah, I really love that. I just despise American Christmas. I'm totally over it. So,
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it
yeah,
either.
I spent my holiday trying to convince my roommates to dismantle all of the decorations like the day after.
Now.
Yeah, exactly. So, you've been on the show before, and the reason that I asked you to come back is because I honestly, and you're not the first person that I've been like, hey, why haven't you been on my show yet? Because there's just so much going on that my brain gets like
Mhm.
confused. And I think the reason I forgot that you had been on the show is because so much has changed, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
It feels
Like,
like way over a year. It feels like a lifetime. Yeah.
it does, and even, like, our friendship has blossomed a lot since that first interview as well, and the industry just
Seriously.
has been on this roller coaster for months.
Haven't noticed.
It's been really intense, like, I don't even know where to begin, quite honestly. So, on the last episode that I did, that just came out yesterday with Kinky Slippers, I opened the episode by saying, like, it's so great that we're all coming together during quarantine. And then when I listened to it back and I recorded my opening yesterday, I was like, there's actually been a lot of rifts, and I felt inauthentic by saying, isn't it so great that we're coming together, when actually, like, I can count on my hand, like, I am losing friends. It's fucking weird. Yeah.
Not for me.
It's
I'm
not
used
weird
to
for
that
you.
shit.
Yeah.
Nah.
I guess weird isn't
It just
necessarily the
happened.
word. Yeah, it's definitely just happening. But how how do you feel about everything that's going on in general? Like, what positives do you see out of what's taken place over the last few months?
Respect for the sex worker community.
Mm,
Okay, don't fuck with us and we won't fuck with you. You're in our territory. Like you're in our land and we let you in on our secret that pole dancing is fucking amazing and empowering, and it shows you that you can do things that you never thought possible no matter what background you come from.
yeah,
So you're in our land,
yeah.
and just respect strippers. Like you should be so happy we even did it.
Yeah, that's interesting that you say that, because in the beginning of the pole dance industry, it was like strippers were driving that force. And then somewhere along the line, white ladies that were not strippers decided to take it as their own. And I think that, that mentality started around 2009 with the USPDF shit. And then they all just ran with it. And now you're right. I feel like there's a shift in that they can definitely see, oh, no, these people really were the originators and we are appropriating their culture. And how can we come to the table for them?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's there, but there's a lot of defense
Yeah.
first. So,
Like defensiveness, like when we go to people. Is that what you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
no matter how we come about it, we can come about it nicely.
Right.
We can come about it like, and then we can come at it street. And either way, they're gonna get offended because they want to get offended.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to, you know how whorephobia is, right?
Right.
We all had to get, we all had to go through it to get to this place where when we dance erotically, it's actually authentic because you don't see yourself as a whore
Right.
when you do it, you know,
Yeah.
in the bad way. You see yourself as
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
so so it's hard to maneuver that kind of mindset and to understand that you've been part of something that has hurt actual people,
Yeah.
and you yourself probably hurt a bunch of people not even knowing it,
Right.
or being prideful, or wanting to separate, wanting to take us away from competitions, wanting us to be silent of our sex worker um, label. So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to be like, damn, I was part of that, and then be okay. Some people can't handle that. Some people don't want to handle that, and some people really truly believe that they don't. That's not what they have done.
That they've not done anything wrong, that they've not hurt people, you
Yeah,
mean? Yeah.
yeah. They're like, I'm just pole dancing. It's just pole. Like the privilege to think that. So,
Yeah.
so we're always gonna have pushback of people that don't want to feel that way, and I totally understand because it is hard to be like, damn, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Like we're ashamed of saying, damn, we fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I've been noticing is that when I've approached people and said like, "Hey," like, and actually it really varies because I've approached some people and you and I saw this young woman who posted a music video of her pole dancing, and at the end she like very casually and easily takes the money from this person, and we're like,
I was
actually,
gonna rob her. Oh no,
yeah.
no, that was that
So
one.
yeah, so in this music video, just to give everyone context, um, this woman is being followed by a man, and she walks into her apartment, and he follows her into the apartment, and and the whole setup is that, oh, he's going to accost her, but she gets on the pole and then starts blowing his mind, and blows his mind so much that I think it blows up, and then she just easily takes his wallet and his money. And I wrote to this person. I said, hi, this is really tone deaf. It's not that easy for us to get money. You just pole dancing. Like, we are living a very difficult life right now, and it's very tone deaf, and this is very pretty offensive. And she apologized, took the video down, and watched the symposium, the stripper symposium.
Oh, cool! I didn't know
Yeah,
she did.
yeah.
How was that? What'd she do? What'd she say?
I didn't follow up with her, but I know that she did get the
Oh.
link and she did end up watching. But thank you for asking. I'll try to follow up with her. But then there's been other people where I've reached out and they're just like so like defensive, and how could you believe that I don't believe these things? And it's like, well, I don't believe I don't know what you believe. I'm just saying, can you watch this? I have no idea what your beliefs are and what your thought processes are. I'm just saying you're in the community and can you watch this like you said you would?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. It's like when we don't know, and that hurts.
Right.
And I look up to people, and I had to like tell them, hey, yo, can you give a little more? Show that you actually care. Like I bought things because you aligned yourself, and I was so happy for you. You reminded me of me, you know? So I was just like, all I want is some care in the post because this affects actual people and people that you say you admire and that you spend time following and watching them dance and whatever, and you don't see them as human, you don't see them as a fool. Like we're telling you, yo, this shit is happening, and you're going,
Right.
I
Right.
wouldn't do that for you. If you were posting some shit like, yo, this is happening to me, can you do this? I would be like, oh,
What can I do to help? What can I do to learn? Right.
yeah,
Right.
tell me more. Like this is how we started.
Right.
You said, oh shit, tell me more.
Right. And
That's
just
all
for
you have to
some
do.
yeah, and just for some context to what Nova's talking about for the audience. So when I used to run United Pole Artists and I used to run the social media account, which I don't anymore, Um, I made a post in the summer of 2019 regarding all of the pole dance and stripper hashtags being shadow banned. and I made a post, and Nova commented, and she went pretty hard in the comments. And my response was, "Hey, let's have a private meeting or a private message." And we private messaged, and in that private message, my response was, "Hey, let's get on the phone so you can tell me everything you're thinking and feeling." And we got on the phone, and I kept my mouth shut, and she said all the things, and my response was, "Oh, you're right. Thank you so much for teaching me." And we've been friends ever since. I mean,
I
it's
feel
that
like a
fucking
lot of friendships
simple.
have started like that.
But
No, yeah, and a lot of friendships of mine started like that online in 2020. It was like, tell me more. Then they were like, you're right. And then we bonded out of that. So,
yeah, and so just also to give you an opposite type story, someone else also like went really hard on me in some comments on a different post, and I reached out to that person, and then I said, "Hey, let's have a conversation." But the person was extremely aggressive in messaging and still like berating me and calling me names and like just like going really, and I was like, "Listen, like I'm not going to talk to you. Like we can have a conversation. I want to learn about how you're feeling, but like you're," she was just like yelling and calling me all kinds of crazy names. I was like, okay, never mind. Like, never mind. So there are instances,
yeah.
yeah, but I think that's like the only time that that's happened where it was like, I can't talk to you like that, you know?
And, and I feel like people think that when they talk to me in private, that it's going to sound like that. And that's
Yes.
why they don't want to talk to me. And that's
Yeah.
so silly because I have 5 million podcasts out already, and you can hear me speak eloquently to you and making points and still
Yeah.
saying pussy and fuck.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. I think we're all just, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I think this has been such an incredible, interesting year that, like, there's so
seriously.
much that we have to pay attention to and, like, learn about. Like, I don't know if you saw my post the other day about the word girl.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
We talked about it.
yeah, I've gotten called out, so I'm telling the audience, I've gotten called out from using the word girl on this show to describe strippers, and want to do
Yeah.
everything I can to change that.
See, that's the beauty of you though. I love that. You get called out and you're not like, Pat! You're like, what? Fuck that. That's no. Like you get into it and you make your own research and then you're like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do everything I can to change that. How
Yeah.
easy is that?
Yeah.
I do
Um,
the same
I
thing.
know. I know.
But
How
I am with no fault too, because I understand that I'm really intimidating and that my wording hurts. But like if you hurt me first, at
right.
least I'm just doing this. Like I don't believe in coming kindly to somebody that abused their power. That's
Right.
a no go for me.
Well, I mean,
Like you're
how would
gonna
they listen?
catch
How
this mouse.
what's that?
Catch this mouse.
Yeah.
Um, how would they listen? They should have already known. That's the thing. Like who raised you? I don't have to raise you. We're both adults. We both have the same internet. The only thing that separates is that I actually care to change things, no matter if I have to change with it too. Like I said, I'm not of no fault. I fuck up all the time.
Mhm.
People correct me and I go, okay, same with you.
Mhm.
But that's the whole point of 2020 is to change your ways because we were all wrong. This is why we're here now.
Right.
So it's time to change the small worlds so it could collectively change the big world, and strippers have found that out, like found that shit out the second we got quarantined because the internet turned into our locker room and now the locker room is
Yeah, you're
the
right.
whole as world.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't think of it that way, but you're right. We're basically in a worldwide locker room together.
Yeah, we talk because we understand that word of mouth saves us.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I don't even know what we're talking about.
Well, no, we're talking about the transition and the growth we've gone through, and something that I think was really,
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, and something that was like so beautiful that happened this year was the stripper symposium. Like, what an
Oh, I loved it
what an
a little bit.
amazing event. What did you love about it?
I love listening to Daphne and Kat Hollis speak and then say everything that I couldn't because it's not my story to tell. So to hear it from family was so validating. Like I never really spoke to Kat Hollis before that, and our
Mm,
story was so similar. And
mm,
to hear somebody say, "I lose people all the time,"
mm. Yeah,
it was like me too. And you're like all the way over there, and
yeah,
you're saying this, and you're saying everything I want to say. So I was just so happy about that. And then
yeah,
I got to hear Onyx finally too in a
mm,
symposium
yeah,
and hear what she has to say and how eloquently she put it. So that was really cool. But yeah, just getting validation from people that I never spoke to like this. That was really cool.
yeah, yeah. And to be clear, like when you say lose people, you mean death and their life, not just you're losing friends as in like, oh, we had a falling out. It's like we are losing our siblings because it's dangerous to be a sex worker,
Yeah, don't glamorize it.
right? Or fetishize it,
Don't
or
fetishize it.
or imitate it without knowing what
Or
you're doing,
catching a case is what you're gonna do.
right? Um, I think for me, the
Walk the
symposium,
streets with pleasers on.
right? Oh my gosh, I've seen that. Like, the streets are uneven. It's really easy to step on a crack and bust your ass.
And it's
Like
illegal in some
civilians.
places to do that.
Is
And
it?
you're
It's
and you're gonna catch a case. Yeah.
I didn't know it's illegal to
That's
wear
what
stripper
that's what we're
heels.
saying. On concrete
Yeah,
in some places. Look it up.
look it up. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
curious
because
about
I
that.
don't have the brain to like section. Yeah,
No, no, no,
I
it's
seen
fine.
it.
Yeah. I think what I
But
loved about the symposium was that a pole dance studio owner came to us and was like,
mhm.
let's do this. Anna, I think is how she pronounces it with an ah, Anna.
And it's such hard work too. We sold 308 tickets.
I know. I know. That's amazing. So the stripper symposium took place.
Yeah.
So it took place December 17th. Originally there was 100 seats because they had like, the regular Zoom, and then it really quickly, so quickly in like 24, 48 hours sold out. So they had to
Shit.
upgrade Zoom, and then we ended up selling over 300 tickets to this online event. And then afterwards, we sold a bunch, each of us individually sold a bunch of recordings. So even more people got to see it. And
Hmm.
do you want to tell people what we talked about on the stripper symposium?
Oh my God, Fosta Festa, earn it. The laws in LA, what's happening in the in the trans sex worker community. Um, oh my God, what didn't we talk about?
You know, what's
Like we
happening
went
in the
there.
clubs,
Yeah.
our safety concerns that we're getting erased online, that we are
Yeah, we
losing
even learned,
income.
and we also learned that we are the drivers of our algorithm on Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, it was extremely informative. And I don't know about you, but I got some messages afterwards from some pollers and specifically studio owners saying like, thank you so much, we are implementing like new standards in our studio. Like they were making changes to how they
Yes,
represent stripping in their studios, which is like what they should have been doing. But
monumental.
yeah, it's
Thank
huge. It's
you.
yes, thank you. Like thank you to some pole dancers out there, and also X pole came through. X pole came through. Do you know about
I'm
this?
so glad I didn't I didn't look through. I saw the number and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna see the people that I'm talking to, which are the symposium people. Because if I see all these names, I'm gonna freak out. And I was already
Yeah,
freaking out because I was so emotional and I didn't know it was gonna hit me the way it did. So I was like, oh no.
yeah, yeah. It was a
So it
big
was amazing.
deal.
Yeah, I loved it. It was healing and traumatizing, but healing.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I know Expo came through is because they made posts on their they posted about the symposium directly on their profile on Instagram,
Oh yeah, I saw that.
and then shortly after that they were, you know, making changes to be able to implement ways to support the sex worker community moving forward. um,
Yay.
yeah, and then upon request, they did donate and send to over their holiday break a poll to a sex worker that we asked them to send to, and they sent it, um, you know, very graciously, and they sent it when they weren't in the office and they were closed for the holidays, and they're like, okay, because I was like, no, 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 we can't wait till January. You need to send it now. Please send it now. And they were like, okay, we'll do this on our day off. I'm like, thank you.
Thank you. Merry
Yeah,
Christmas. My
exactly.
way.
Yeah, and it was just so beautiful because I have gone to Expo in the past and I have said I need you to show up for sex workers, and they were like, and they kind of put the brakes on that a little bit, and they're like, oh, we really can't do that. And I was like, if you don't do this, I can't fuck with you. Do you understand? And they were like, okay.
You
And then
know,
I went back and I had a meeting, and I'm like, no, come on, we need you. And then
that
that
hurts
worked.
so much that Expo didn't. And that's funny because I got a letter from them a long ass time ago. Like in 2016, they sent me a lanyard, like a handwritten note, uh, something. I forgot. The bag, like they just gave me some gifts
They say
because
swag.
they were inspired by me. But then I outed myself as a sex worker. So
Yeah. And then
whatever.
were they not interested when you were like, I'm a sex worker? Did that change something for them? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
you're saying?
Everything. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. But
It's
they,
just hearing you say that they were like, it just sucks that somebody that when you're in the business of pole, you're stripper adjacent. So why not? And the thing is, when you ally yourself with us, you're saving lives. You're voting right. You're changing the way sex workers are viewed, and you're helping us. Why wouldn't you want to help us? I just don't get why not. What is the big deal of saying this stripper won a competition? Like, why are competitions when strippers do compete? Why are they erasing the label stripper and just announcing them like nothing
yeah,
when they were proudly writing that it's a stripper right there? Like, that means something.
yeah, I don't know. I was seeing that from the beginning of the industry stuff. I I don't even know back then what the fear was, and you know, you would think that in the 2000s we would be progressive by then, you know. And it's not only until this year where everyone's like, "Oh, let's be progressive. Let's be forward thinking because if we don't, we'll get canceled." And that's like I kind of feel like in a way that that's the only reason why a lot of people stepped up is because they're like, "Oh, we don't do this, we're going to get canceled, so we have to do this." Like how much of it do you think is like begrudgingly in a way?
I don't even care if it's begrudgingly. Do it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Right.
Because at this time, it's like if it's not something that hit you in your heart, that says more about you than it does about me or
Right.
us.
Right.
And if you're still doing it and things are changing, I really don't care your personal views on it.
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. I don't care about it's like you think strippers are all think the same. There's racist strippers. There's all kinds of problematic strippers. I'm still fighting for all our rights. It's not like, well, this stripper one time gave me a hard time, so fuck her rights.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
I'm still doing what I need to do for everybody. So I don't care. It says that my internet was on my internet. Every time I rant, my internet goes unstable and I am getting offended. Just saying. Every time I hit some kind of note somewhere, my internet always goes out. I don't know
Conspiracy.
what's happening.
Mm, I don't know.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy. The internet is against us, though. It does feel like the fucking internet is against us. Let's talk about this fucking Sissia bill coming out. Let's talk about Earn It Act. Let's talk about the dismantling of Section 230. All of those things. If you need to go back and rewind this and listen to me say that list again and write that shit down and Google that shit if you don't know what I'm talking about. Sissia, S I
And there's
S E A.
plenty blogs. There's plenty blogs out
There's so
there that
much.
literally break down everything. I post people all the time that break it down. It's really easy. How did you think I learned my stuff? I talk to people, I listen, I go, what is happening? What? Oh,
Exactly. But I think also like we just know more stuff sooner because like we're constantly getting fucked with, you know? Like
yeah,
and I feel and the thing with Sissia and Aaron Act and the dismantling of Section 230 is it's gonna fuck everybody else up. It's not just gonna fuck us up.
everybody. It's not just us. It's like our whole freedom period, all of us. So I better not see no ass cracks anymore on the internet without some petitions and where to donate and some information, blah, 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 blah. Like, you want to post yourself? Can you make it a little slide?
Right.
I mean, it's not that hard. Just say, hey, this will mess me up too.
Right. Yeah, can you
And when
please
they say,
yeah,
and
repost.
when they say, but what about the strippers? You go, fuck it if it helps the strippers too. Like, who cares? But it's gonna affect me too. Again,
Yeah.
I don't care your moral ground on it. What's right is right, what's wrong is wrong, and it doesn't matter if you like me or not. What right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and you should be caring about these laws because they will affect your business and your personal life and your custody and like this is everything that we talked about in the symposium.
Right. Right.
So it's not just us, it's all of us, especially if you're on a poll. But I mean, do we have to get there for you to be like, oh, well,
Yeah.
or are you going to hear the warning of people that go through it first and are educating you? What is it
Right.
that a stripper can't educate you? I don't understand. I just don't understand what's it's right there. You can look it up.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you make
You
a
know?
good point because strippers are saying it is just not being taken seriously yet, you know? Like
It is always the same thing.
I don't
When
know
strippers do it, it's like, ew. But if when somebody civilian does it, it's like, wow, artistic. Just
or like we need
or
celebrities to repost what we're talking about to legitimize what we're talking about because people will listen to celebrities and they won't listen to us.
even though we are the even though it is well known that strippers are the catalyst for so much music and art and fashion, hairstyles, lingo. I mean, hello. The music we listen to, we dance to, what we're wearing. Everything. That shit started from where?
From strippers, from sex
Even
workers.
Dolly Parton said it.
Even Dolly Parton says
Even
it.
Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, for those of you who don't know, Dolly Parton straight up said that she developed her look from streetwalkers, her words, not mine, from streetwalkers. That's how she developed her look. But what has she done for those people who inspired her to look the way that she does? What has she done for them? Does anyone know? Honestly, is has she done anything? Maybe I'm missing something. Do you
I
know?
don't know. I don't know. She talks about it. I like that.
She talks about sex work.
Can we get her to like share stuff? Yeah, I mean she said that she got her looks. She
Yeah, I
does a lot
know.
of charities, but I don't I think a lot of even celebrities is they use our everything. I mean, even Snoop Dogg used pole dancers his whole entire career, whether they were stripper or not, to gain his popularity, to help him gain his popularity with his talent. And then he what tweeted what he tweeted. And he was like, I don't like the WAP song. Women should like keep it to the imagination, close their legs. And I was like, oh, but you had what?
Wait, did he make those comments towards any of the male rappers that talk about pussy? Do you know how many of the male rappers talk about pussy in their songs? There's hundreds
And
of
their own
songs.
penis.
Right.
And their own penis and
Who's
and 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 how they assault people and
yeah.
but WAP is where he draws the line, even though he just used sex worker aesthetic where women were opening their own WAPs for him.
The double standard though. It's like, come on, Snoop. I thought you were fucking cool, man.
Thanks, man.
Man, I can't wait to be like hella famous so I can interview celebrities and fucking get them to fucking have days of reckoning about what they've done and how they treat us and how even just by using us in your artwork, you think that you're treating us well. You're not. You're just using us as an aesthetic, like basically what you're saying. Because we're fucking cool. And then what do
Yeah,
you do on the
we're
back
super
end?
cool.
Right.
We're actually pretty cool people. I mean, some of us suck, but we're pretty cool people. I mean, we dance for a living and we make money out of it. You don't think we're cool? Like we influence hundreds of people to do this because we did something amazing.
To like give us their money. Yeah, they just like throw their wallets at us basically. And it's like, do you know how fucking hard that is? It's such a skill, dude.
You can't just like stand there and be you know who's not making money in the club because they're in the wall like you're like,
Sitting
oh,
there.
she ain't making money.
Yeah. Yeah. Um well, before we move on
You
to
think somebody's just gonna grab you?
yeah. Yeah, you have to actively go out there and do the
Chill.
work and hustle and have the conversations and use your skills. Yeah, it's crazy hard. So before we move on to other sections, I did want to ask you, and you, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But I just want to ask how nice was it to spend the holidays with your daughter? Because one of the things that you said, I hope, and again, we can edit this out if you hate it. One of the things that you said was that she asked for memories this year instead of gifts, and I just thought that was so beautiful.
um, I love that. And she did it on like not prompted. I just asked her. I was like, "Yo, what do you want?"
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't want toys this year. I just want like memories, mom." And as a mom, you're like,
Tearing up.
yes, yeah. I see you growing up and just understanding that there's more to toys and you did it on your own. It's not like I was actively saying that toys are evil.
Yeah.
But this children learned in this quarantine as well. Like, and I think she learned that material things don't make you happy. And what makes you happy is to like laugh with your mom or your dad
Yeah.
or
It's
whoever.
really beautiful.
8 years old.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for being open to
we have,
sharing part of that life with us.
yeah, she's amazing. I always knew that she was something else since she was in my belly. I don't know, call it mother instinct.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When I found out about her, I just knew that she was something special. And I always said it to her and I always whispered it to her that the way you think is special.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you two have each other in your life. That's awesome.
Yo, seriously, she changed everything. I don't even
Yeah.
know what I would have done without
Yeah.
her. She's amazing.
Want to be fabulous just like these strippers? Pay attention. It's Stripper Tips.
Stripper tips, and I mean, this is for everybody to do your research. You, we need to understand that we don't know what's going on until we know, and we got to hear it. I didn't know either until I knew, and everybody is experiencing this, and it's just going to get worse. And what happens on the internet happens in society, and you can't think that it's another world that's harmless. It harms, and we're seeing it and we're feeling it, and you should care. It's gonna change the world and how we view women. What am I gonna tell my daughter 30 years from now? What you do, mom, to give to end up like this, no matter how it ends up? And I'm gonna tell her I did this for us. Like, what are you gonna say? I posted my ass on Instagram. I said no to people. I didn't help. I got offended. I name called. I said, "Oh, I don't like the way that you speak to me." So, with your rights, that's what you're gonna say, or you're gonna say, "Yo, I wrote petitions. I signed petitions. I emailed people. I spoke about it. I changed people's views on it. I educated people. I educated myself. I educated my children. I educated my mother. I educated anybody that would listen." And hopefully that ended up with your rights being better than anybody that has ever been femme has ever been.
Yeah. Yeah. Pay attention.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Question number 1. Are you a plant person?
No, I just lost my tomatoes
Oh, I'm so
in
sorry.
the arrow garden.
No, I'm so sorry.
And my father is a master gardener.
Oh,
He's a
well,
master gardener. My sister, master gardener.
yeah.
Me, I can't even grow damn tomatoes.
Well, they can't seduce people and get them to throw wallets at you. So, we all have our things that we're good at. When do
You
you,
have a green hand, I have a green hand.
yeah, exactly. Just different styles. When do you
It's different
feel,
paper, honey.
second question, when do you feel your sexiest?
When I'm like this,
In a t-shirt
just
and
chilling.
panties. Yeah, just chilling.
No makeup on. I have lip gloss on because I have straight up the driest of lips. So just chilling.
love that.
speaking about energy work and philosophy. I That shit makes me horny.
That's hot. I love that. Okay. What is the biggest lesson that you learned during quarantine?
um, I didn't know that I mattered to people like I do.
Nice.
Bef- Before 2020, yeah, like I had people that cared about me to an extent.
Right.
And then after 2020, I got to link up with people that care about me as a human
Yeah.
completely. My bad days, my good days. Like how many times have I been like ah to
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
you know, and to change your ways too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just say I'll be there and not really be there completely 100. I'm gonna change because that's you're right.
Mm-hmm.
When I've always been told stop being dramatic, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like I can't. Like I'm cursed by the racism of everybody else.
Tell me. Yeah.
And I can't stop them. I
Yeah.
can't stop them from being racist towards me, no matter how good of a person I am.
Right. Big lessons.
Mm,
Last one.
yeah.
Would you rather go camping or to a spa?
Oh, fuck a camping.
I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
Hail to the fire. You imagine me in the wilderness? No.
I had to ask.
The wilderness of the spa.
There's mud. There's mud
Love
at the
that shit.
spa. It's basically like being outside. There's mud there and water. So, and like bonsai trees, so therefore there's plants. There's plenty. It's just like it's so the similar. It's so similar. Um,
Yeah.
well, thank you so much for joining me again. And talking about some of these tough topics. I want to make sure let everybody know what's coming up for you. Like your new website, if you want to talk about that, and where to follow you,
Yeah.
etc.
I have novacainedances.com. Right now, we have a temporary page because I was scared that Mr. Zuckerberg was gonna delete my ass, and he's been saying this for a while. So I had to hurry up and do a temporary page, but it's finally coming out and debuting in January of this year, 2021.
Your
I'm
website.
really excited. I'm gonna
Yeah.
open up the blog part first. There's things that need to be talked about, and these are different stories from different people from different backgrounds. It's not just me. I really don't want to center myself in this change. I want to give people platforms, and their stories need to be heard.
Right.
So,
Perfect.
and I'm excited because it's stories that haven't been heard too.
Yeah. I'm also excited. We can't wait for that. Yeah. And we should be following you on
Nobody can dance.
Instagram. Yeah. Nova Caine Dances lower dash LLC.
Yes.
Yes. Perfect.
I did that shit 2020. Thank you for the people that supported me when I was teaching and the people that tipped me. I was able to afford an LLC and make something happen
That's
that
awesome.
is adjacent to sex work because I'm very proud of the things that I've done and nobody can tell me otherwise.
Well, that's awesome. I can't wait for that to come out. It's coming out this
Thank-
month, and this episode should be released on January 13th. So, do you think it'll be after that date?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like
So
right after.
right after. Okay, so keep an eye out for
Hmm.
novacainedances.com. Thank you so much again for joining me. It's such an honor to be your friend and colleague. And if you're not watching the YouTube video, Nova is making her tits twerk. So it's just a reason why, you should really be, if you're listening to this on just like SoundCloud or Spotify or whatever, you really should be checking out these YouTube videos. I made YouTube videos so that you could see real life strippers being real life people. So she's getting nasty. I love it. Thank you so much again for joining me. And thank you to everyone
Thank you.
for Yes, of course, you're welcome. And thank you to everyone for tuning in and listening to Yes, a Stripper podcast. And please feel free to DM me any of your questions, comments, or concerns because I do read your messages and I do respond. So thank you so much to everyone and hope you're enjoying this very fun new year of 2021. See you next week. Bye.
We're now accepting 4-for-1 submissions from our listeners. You can send them in via Instagram at Yes a Stripper Podcast or on Twitter at Yes a Stripper Pod. Make sure to follow all the things and email any questions or concerns to yesastripperpodcast@gmail.com. Tune in every Wednesday. See you soon.